Have you been thinking about taking that long-awaited trip in retirement? Maybe a cruise to Alaska, a visit to the grandkids across the country, or even an overseas adventure you've dreamed of for years. Travel can be one of life's greatest joys, especially when you've finally earned the time and freedom to explore. But here's something many seniors don't realize until it's too late, after 70. Travel comes with risks that most people never talk about. We're not just talking about delays or lost luggage. We're talking about serious health emergencies, exhausting recovery times, unexpected injuries, and financial dangers that can turn a dream vacation into a costly and stressful experience. In this video, we're going to reveal 5 real and hidden dangers of traveling in your 70s, the kind of risks that could affect your health, your independence, and your peace of mind. Some of these might surprise you. Others might be things you've experienced but never connected to travel. So if you're over 70, or care about someone who is, stay with us until the end. Because knowing these risks now could save you from a lot of regret later. Let's get started. Risk 1: Increased health risks and medical emergencies. As we get older, our bodies don't respond to travel the way they used to. What once felt like a minor inconvenience, a long flight, a missed meal, or a stressful schedule, can quickly become something more serious. After 70, even a small change in routine can trigger unexpected health problems that are far more difficult to manage when you're away from home. You might feel healthy now. You might even say, "I've always been fine traveling." But here's the truth. Your body becomes less predictable with age. Conditions like high blood pressure, heart disease, and respiratory issues can flare up suddenly, especially under the physical stress of travel. Even if you feel fine before your trip, things can change quickly, and without warning. Imagine experiencing chest pain in the middle of an unfamiliar city or on a cruise ship in open water. Getting to the nearest hospital isn't always easy or fast. Language barriers, long distances, and unfamiliar healthcare systems can delay care when you need it most. For seniors, those delays can be the difference between a quick recovery and a serious complication. Take the story of James, a 74-year-old who had always enjoyed traveling. He and his wife booked a relaxing 2-week cruise, something they'd dreamed of for years. But on day 4, James began to feel dizzy and short of breath. The ship's medical staff did what they could, but it wasn't enough. James needed a hospital, fast. Unfortunately, they were far from port. It took hours to reach land and even longer to arrange treatment. He survived, but barely. And the trip that was supposed to be joyful became terrifying. Then there's the issue of health insurance. Many seniors assume their regular Medicare or private plan will cover them no matter where they are. But once you leave the country, or sometimes even your state, that coverage can disappear. Without comprehensive travel insurance, a medical emergency could cost thousands of dollars out of pocket. There are also physical risks many people don't think about, like sitting for long periods on a flight, which increases the chance of blood clots, deep vein thrombosis, or visiting high-altitude destinations that put extra strain on the heart and lungs. Even something as simple as dehydration or heat exhaustion in a new climate can send a senior to the emergency room. So what can you do? Before you book that ticket, talk to your doctor. Get a full health check. Bring all necessary medications and extras. Research healthcare options at your destination. And most importantly, invest in solid travel insurance that covers emergencies and evacuation. Because traveling in your 70s isn't just about where you go, it's about making sure you can come back home safely. Risk 2. Increased exposure to infections and contaminants. When we think of the risks of travel, most people imagine flight delays or lost luggage, not something as invisible as a virus, a germ, or a glass of water. But after age 70, what you can't see often poses the biggest threat. As we age, our immune systems become less efficient. The natural ability to fight off illness slows down, and recovery takes longer. That means a minor cold that might barely affect a 30-year-old can knock a senior off their feet for days, even weeks. And unfortunately, traveling exposes us to far more germs than we encounter at home. Airports, airplanes, taxis, crowded museums, they all bring us into close contact with strangers from all over the world. People coughing in security lines, sneezing on the plane, touching doorknobs, seat belts, tray tables, and elevator buttons. And all of this happens in environments where rest and nutrition are often compromised, two things older bodies depend on to stay strong. But it's not just the air. It's also the food and water. Many seniors look forward to tasting new cuisines on their trips, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But your digestive system may not be as tolerant as it once was. Unfamiliar spices, raw ingredients, or food prepared in unsanitary conditions can quickly lead to stomach infections like norovirus, E. coli, or salmonella. And let's not forget water. In some countries, even brushing your teeth with tap water can lead to days of diarrhea and dehydration. For seniors, these aren't minor inconveniences, they're serious health events that can require hospitalization. Take Helen, for example, a 76-year-old woman who visited South America to celebrate her retirement. She drank what she thought was bottled water at a local restaurant. By that evening, she was violently ill. Her trip ended in a hospital bed, hooked to IV fluids and unable to fly home for nearly a week. The worst part? It could have been prevented with one simple precaution. That's why if you're traveling in your 70s, you need to think differently. This isn't about fear, it's about being proactive. Lotion bottle, carry hand sanitizer and use it often. Face with mask, wear a mask in crowded, enclosed spaces, like airplanes and buses. Green salad, avoid raw foods and only drink bottled or properly filtered water. Pill pack, over-the-counter medications for stomach upset and immune support, just in case. And if you're traveling abroad, talk to your doctor about recommended vaccines for the region. A few simple steps can help you avoid infections that could otherwise derail your entire trip, or worse, your health. Because after 70, it's not just where you go that matters, it's how well you protect yourself when you get there. Risk 3. Travel fatigue and recovery challenges. When you're younger, travel feels like an adventure: early morning flights, long sightseeing days, spontaneous detours, a quick nap or a cup of coffee, and you're back on your feet, ready for more. But as we age, that bounce-back energy doesn't always come so easily. In fact, for many seniors over 70, fatigue becomes one of the most difficult parts of travel, and one of the most overlooked. Fatigue isn't just feeling tired. It's a deep physical and mental exhaustion that lingers, sometimes for days or weeks after a trip. It's waking up after a full night's sleep and still feeling drained. It's losing your appetite, struggling to stay focused, and feeling like your body just can't keep up. Travel often disrupts the very things that keep seniors feeling balanced: routine, sleep, meals, and movement. Long flights can stiffen joints and cause swelling in the legs. Time zone changes throw off your internal clock. Noisy hotel rooms, unfamiliar beds, and late-night schedules make sleep difficult. And without proper rest, the immune system weakens, reaction time slows, and the risk of injury or illness increases. Let's not forget the emotional toll. When your body is exhausted, your mind feels it too. You may find yourself feeling more irritable, confused, or anxious, and instead of enjoying your trip, you're simply trying to make it through the day. Consider Richard, a 75-year-old retired engineer who loved exploring new places. He and his wife booked a dream vacation to Europe, a 10-hour flight, packed tours, and multiple cities in 2 weeks. But by day 2, Richard could barely keep up. He found himself needing to sit down constantly, struggling to stay alert, and battling headaches. By the time he adjusted to the new time zone, it was already time to go home. He later admitted he spent more time recovering from the trip than enjoying it. That's the quiet danger of travel fatigue. It steals the joy out of something that should be fulfilling. So how can you protect yourself? Plan slower. Give your body time to adjust. Avoid back-to-back activities. Schedule rest days and honor them. Choose shorter flights with layovers that allow you to move around. Bring snacks and water to stay nourished and hydrated. And most importantly, listen to your body, not the itinerary. Because at this stage in life, it's not about how much you can do. It's about how good you feel doing it. A trip should leave you refreshed, not recovering. So travel wisely, gently, and with compassion for the body that's carried you this far. Risk 4. Higher risk of falls and injuries. When you're in your 70s, a fall isn't just a stumble. It can be life-altering. As we age, our reflexes slow, our balance becomes more fragile, and our bones become more brittle. What once might have been a harmless misstep can now lead to a broken hip, a lengthy hospital stay, or months of painful recovery. At home, we know our environment. We move with confidence, but when we travel, everything changes. Unfamiliar hotels, uneven sidewalks, poorly lit staircases, slick floors, and crowded public areas create a perfect storm for falls. Add in long days of walking, irregular meals, jet lag, and general fatigue, and the body is pushed past its limits. For seniors over 70, these are not minor inconveniences, they are serious risks. Consider Linda, a 78-year-old woman who had always dreamed of visiting Italy. She walked regularly, stayed active, and felt confident she could handle the trip. But just 3 days in, while stepping off a curb on a dimly lit side street in Rome, she lost her balance and fell. She fractured her hip and spent the rest of the trip in a hospital bed. Far from home, far from comfort, her dream vacation became a painful memory, and her recovery took nearly a year. That's the reality many seniors don't anticipate. Falling abroad is not the same as falling at home. Access to quality care may be limited. Language barriers may slow treatment. Insurance may not cover everything. And the emotional toll, fear, regret, helplessness, can linger long after the physical wounds heal. Even if you never fall, the constant fear of falling can limit your enjoyment. You may hesitate to explore, avoid group tours, or skip places that look too tricky. And suddenly, the freedom you hoped to enjoy while traveling becomes just another stressor. So what can you do? Start by choosing destinations that are senior-friendly, places with even terrain, elevators, and accessible transportation. Avoid historic sites with uneven steps unless accommodations are available. Wear supportive, non-slip shoes. Consider using a walking stick or cane, even if you don't always need one at home, because cobblestones and curbs abroad are different from smooth neighborhood sidewalks. Schedule breaks throughout the day. Don't rush. Stay hydrated and well-fed to keep your energy and balance steady. And most of all, know your limits, not out of fear, but out of wisdom and self-respect. Because a fall can take away more than your balance. It can take away your confidence, your freedom, and your ability to keep traveling at all. Travel is supposed to expand your world, not shrink it. So take care of the body that carries you there, one steady, mindful step at a time. Risk 5: financial risk and lack of proper travel insurance. Travel is often seen as a well-deserved reward in retirement, a time to enjoy the freedom we've spent decades working for. But after age 70, travel doesn't just come with health risks. It also comes with financial risks that many seniors underestimate, until it's too late. Many older adults assume their regular health insurance or Medicare will protect them wherever they go. But the truth is, most domestic health plans do not cover international emergencies. Even within the U.S., some out-of-network care during travel can result in enormous bills. One unexpected hospital stay can wipe out thousands of dollars from your savings, and derail not only your trip but your financial stability. Emergency evacuations are especially costly. If you're on a cruise or overseas and require medical transport to the nearest quality hospital, you could be looking at $10 to $50 or more, all out of pocket. Unless you have the right coverage. Then there are trip cancellations. Health can change quickly in our 70s. You might feel perfectly fine when booking a trip, only to develop a condition weeks later that forces you to cancel. Airlines, cruises, and tour companies often don't offer refunds for last-minute changes, meaning you could lose thousands of dollars simply for doing the right thing and staying home. Let's not forget the increasing threat of scams that target older travelers. From fake vacation rentals to overcharging taxis and credit card fraud, seniors are often seen as easy marks. And in unfamiliar places, it's harder to tell when something isn't right, until your money is already gone. Take George, a 76-year-old who carefully saved for a dream vacation to the Caribbean. He booked what looked like a luxury resort online. But when he arrived, the hotel didn't exist. He had been scammed by a fake website, and lost nearly $4. With nowhere to stay and his budget wiped out, his vacation quickly turned into a crisis. These stories are real and preventable. So what can you do? Checkmark: always purchase comprehensive travel insurance, not just for trip cancellation, but for medical emergencies and evacuation. Checkmark: read the fine print to make sure it covers your age group and any pre-existing conditions. Checkmark: book only through trusted travel agencies and official airline websites. Checkmark: avoid too good to be true deals, because they usually are. Checkmark: be cautious with your credit cards and personal information while traveling. At this stage in life, every dollar you've earned matters. You've worked hard, saved wisely, and deserve to enjoy your golden years without unnecessary financial risk. Travel should bring joy, not bills, scams, or regrets. So if you plan to explore the world, protect yourself first. Your peace of mind is the most valuable souvenir you can bring home. Traveling in your 70s can still be a beautiful, fulfilling experience, but only if it's done with care, preparation, and honesty about what your body and mind need at this stage of life. We've talked about 5 serious risks that seniors often overlook. Check box with check health emergencies. Check box with check exposure to infections. Check box with check lingering fatigue. Check box with check risk of falls. Check box with check and financial pitfalls that can change everything. These aren't meant to scare you, they're meant to empower you. Because when you know the risks, you can make wiser choices. And when you travel smart, you protect your freedom, your well-being, and your peace of mind. You deserve to enjoy this chapter of life, not just with adventure, but with safety, clarity, and strength. Right finger if this video helped you, or reminded you of someone you care about. Please take a moment to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel, Golden Years Wellness. Here, we talk about real challenges that come with aging, and the wisdom it takes to face them well. From health tips to emotional well-being, safe travel, and smart living, we're building a place where older adults can stay informed, inspired, and empowered. Hit the bell so you never miss a video. Speech balloon and let us know in the comments. What's one travel lesson you've learned in your golden years? Thank you for spending your time with us today. Take care, travel smart, and we'll see you in the next video.